Hello, everyone. I'm Jill Bollwerk.
And I'm Andy Pichler.
And we're Bollwerk and Associates. Hi, good to see y'all. We are going to start this lovely video series that we kind of thought would be fun. And we're calling it Coffee with the Counselors. Get it? We're lawyers. Anyway, what we're thinking about doing is just kind of having a chat maybe once a week about some legal topic that has come up that week in our business. And we want to give you, our friends, the opportunity to maybe ask questions, and on subsequent episodes we'll entertain those questions. So anyway, Andy, what's an interesting topic that came up this week in our practice?
This week we had a few different calls concerning assault in the workplace and if it's compensable under workers' compensation.
Yeah, it was kind of a fisticuff kind of week, wasn't it?
It really was. It really was.
So without revealing any facts about anyone, just tell our friends generally what the two cases that we heard about were about.
Right. So we had one case where a patron came in off the street and assaulted a potential client in their place of work over something personal, it seemed. And we had another one where an employee detained a patron. It was part of his job description was he was able to detain patrons if there was reason and cause for it.
He was a security guard?
He was. As part of his job description.
Okay.
And that person ended up assaulting him.
All right. So two different kinds of assaults.
Yes.
And so what do we tell clients like that?
Well, it depends on the nature of the assault itself. The first case that I mentioned where somebody came in and assaulted for personal reasons, that's not going to be compensable in Missouri under the statute.
Because of the personal nature of the assault?
Correct, yes. It's not stemming from the nature of the work. Whereas the security officer, that was part of his job detail, so that would be compensable.
Now, if he was detaining somebody like his girlfriend's ex-lover, would that make a difference?
Depending on if it was something for purely personal reasons versus...
If he knew it was the ex-lover.
Right.
And the reason he was detaining him was because he wanted to beat him up because he was the ex-lover.
Correct. If it had nothing to do with the nature of the job, then...
But yes. If he was stealing something and he didn't know he was the girlfriend's ex-lover, that's okay.
That is compensable.
Okay. So when people like that call, you have to get a lot of facts out of them before you can tell them whether they have a case or not, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So anyway, that was an interesting thing that came up twice this week, which was surprising. And we're hoping that, every week we get interesting phone calls. Sometimes we're just scratching our heads saying, how did this happen? Sometimes we have to really give disappointing news to people and tell them we just don't think there's a case there. But, sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. If something like that happens to you on the job, definitely call a lawyer because it's different from state to state and also from case to case. So anyway, what are we going to talk about next time? Do we know yet?
We don't. If I had to guess, I'd probably say something firework related.
Yeah, because it's the 3rd of July. So maybe we'll be talking about firework injuries next time, but maybe we'll be talking about something else. Like I said, if you have an idea of something you'd like us to talk about for just a 2-minute conversation, just put something in the comments and we'll be happy to take a look at it and talk about it in the future if we can.
That's right.
So anyway, well, thanks for listening to our first episode, and keep coming back if you want to get more information, or if you just want to listen to people babble on over a cup of coffee, because we're good at that. Okay, cheers, Andy. Happy 4th, everybody.
Be safe.